on to 6.4. Reniel Mendez, Director, Ontario Schools Cricket Association, regarding the popularity and growth of the sport of cricket in Mississauga schools and the role of the Ontario Schools Cricket Association. And I believe that there is some revised presentation. Additional slides will be added to the presentation, as well as a date change.
Ready?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and the Council members. First of all, a big thank you to the Council and the Committee for giving the Ontario Schools Cricket Association a chance to come here and present ourselves and introduce Ontario Schools Cricket Association to you. Our Board Chair, Ken Jeffers, is unable to join us today and sends his regrets. But as a resident of Mississauga Ward 6 for well over 3 decades, I think I am going to make the most of the time that you have generously given to us. So let me first start by underscoring the mission of OSCA, which is to offer young individuals the opportunity to engage in and enjoy the benefits of the sport of cricket. We initiated our programs in response to the growing demand for cricket in schools and in the wider community, as well as the notable barriers to access present at both levels. Here we have outlined some of our current reach, as well as the impact that we have achieved thus far. Let me also, before we go into the details, as many of the committee members may not know about OSCA and what we have been doing, I would like to take a moment to provide you a brief overview and the context regarding the establishment of OSCA in the year 2020. As you can see from the slides earlier, that while OSCA was formed in 2020, our partnership with the City of Mississauga dates back over a decade, beginning in 2013. I would also like to share a remarkable success story from Mississauga's Stephen Lewis Secondary School in Ward 10, where a promising young cricketer, Rohit Malhotra, who benefited from our Mississauga Mayor's school cricket program and received a scholarship to England through our cricket scholarships program and went to England to play cricket representing Mississauga. Today, Rohit is not only a teacher at the same school that he went to, but he is the lead coordinator of the Mayor's school cricket program in Mississauga. Now, this is a compelling example of how our program has instilled inspiration and motivation in young cricketers. Now, in their youth, they have benefited and they are mirroring their success in the community today. So his achievements, such as returning to the same school and contributing to the community as a school teacher and taking the role of lead coordinator for the Mississauga Mayor's school cricket tournament, highlight the positive impact of our cricket scholarship program. I am also aware from Rohit that he has taken the lead initiative to present a partnership proposal from Stephen Lewis Secondary School for the development of their sports field, and I believe it is receiving attention of Councillor McFadden, whose ward that school is in Ward 10. As a community partner of City of Mississauga and the school board, OSCA would be delighted to extend our support in this commendable initiative. Councillor McFadden, I don't see her here today, but I will be definitely reaching out to her office and seeking offering our support to continue that initiative. So, go this way. Okay, here we go. So the inception of Mississauga Mayor's cricket program was spearheaded by none other than our legendary former mayor, Hazel McCallion, as you can see here. This is in response to a dedicated group of volunteers from the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, which is a member association of accountants from a UK-based organization. We are a member association of internationally qualified accountants. So apart from the love of debits and credits. We all came from cricket-playing nations around the world, and so we thought it would be great to give back to the community from a passion point of view that we have for cricket. And with that message, we went and met with Mayor McCallion, who gave their full support, and we were introduced to former city manager Paul Mitchell. And I should recognize here the significant value and impact that former city manager Paul Mitchell has given us in the evolution of this program. And by 2019, this program has reached well beyond the GTA and developed a substantial volunteer base and extensive network of school boards and community partners. With that growth, CIMA, our organization, thought now we need to establish a separate entity, and that is how OSCA was born in 2020. OSCA is led by educators from school boards, community volunteers, and of course, young people who are lovers of cricket. So our very first project that got funding actually was from the Canadian Women's Sport to do a girls' cricket program in Mississauga. I would like to extend a big thank you again to Paul Mitchell for introducing us to the senior staff, and Christina Siesma, who has been very supportive from the days, and we were given a letter of support. We got the funds and ran the very first girls' cricket program at Churchill Meadows as well as the Mississauga Dome. And these are some of the success stories that we have done. And at this point, I would like to introduce to you the kind of programs that we do. Recognition and rewards is one of the key elements of the programs we do. The reason is that cricket, although it is popular among the diverse student population, it is still not a recognized sport in our school system. That means the limited budgets that schools have, cricket ranks in the lowest of the pecking order. So in that case, we needed to support, and that is how the organization like OSCA came to being, and the support from the city went a long way. So we are moving forward with the recognition as well as awareness building, and this is some of the programs that we do. One of the key programs that we do is the Mayor's School Cricket Awards. That is to make sure that kids who play cricket in schools, although they feel that the sport is not recognized, we want to make sure that they feel welcomed and they are recognized for what they do. And that is how the Mayor's School Cricket Awards ceremony happened. This was the one that we had one of the years. And of course, during the pandemic, everything came to a standstill. But we are getting back to that awards event in April. We have booked the Great Hall, and it is happening on the 22nd of April. This is an open invitation to all of the council members to welcome our young cricketers. We will have about 100 cricketers at City Hall receiving awards and recognizing their work that they have done in schools. So we can have another Rohit Malhotra coming to City Hall. So he will come back in 10 years and give back to the community. So finally, our organization, although OSCA is about only 3 years, we were recognized, oops, this has gone upside down. We were recognized by the Charity Village, a national program that recognizes not-for-profit organization across Canada. That national recognition in the third year itself gave a lot of motivation to our board members, and we are hoping to continue that work. With that, I would be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the update. What's the date again? April 20...
I'm sorry, say that again.
The date? April 22nd.
22nd, I believe. Councillor Mahoney is the mayor at that time.
Yeah.
I have approached his office yesterday.
Awesome.
And hopefully he will be available. But
Wonderful.
all the councillors are going to be here, but we are welcome everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We do have a number of councillors on the board. So Councillor Acting Mayor Hornick, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chair Fonseca. Thanks, Renil, very much for coming, and thanks, wonderful Ward 6 member. Appreciate that very much. Ward 6 is very lucky when it comes to cricket. We've got some wonderful organizations based in the ward, also TCCC, CCC 3. which I know is having their annual general meeting up at River Grove in a few weeks as well. So I'm hopefully looking forward to coming to your event in April. I'm hopefully going to attend their AGM on the weekend. And I know in Ward 6, I'm looking to get a batting cage built. So, encourage cricket as much as we can. I know it's a popular sport. The challenge is always, and our park staff work very hard to do this, is actually find spaces that are big enough. And I know that the city staff have worked hard, and we're going to have 3 new cricket pitches coming online next year, 2 of which will be lit. But I know we have such a huge demand in the city for cricket, and that's partly to your efforts and other organizations like you. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it, and reach out anytime I can be of support. Thank you.
Thank you, Acting Mayor Hornick. Councillor Demerla.
Thank you, Chair. And Ranil, thank you so much for all of this work that you do. I couldn't agree with you. I grew up in India, so you can only imagine how cricket crazy that country is. So even those who are not very athletic become cricket crazy, because like when you have so many people who are cricket crazy. So I grew up with all of the excitement of cricket. And I'm doing my best here in Mississauga to support it as much as I can, because I truly love the game. But you're so right. Unless it's supported through the school system, we are never going to be able to create that pool of young people then who progress on to being able to play either professionally, if that's what they want, or recreationally. So it's going to take some time, but I think the popularity of the game is growing so much. I guess my question is, what else can we do to help you support the growth of the sport in schools? And I guess you must be delegating with the trustees or with the school board. Do you want to just tell me how you're dealing with trying to promote this more and get bigger budgets for in the school for this game?
Yeah, thank you for that, Councillor Demela. Now, the organization like ours, a community-based organization, there's a role to play, which is to build partnerships. And that is what we have been very, very successful in doing. For example, TD Bank, Rogers Communication, lead supporters of the program. They have partnered with us. They are great citizens, great corporate citizens, an example to other corporates that are looking at the growth of cricket. And this is one of the biggest things that we can do to bring partners like TD Bank and Rogers and give that resources back to schools. The other key portion that I would like to mention here is about the partnership between school boards and the city. Schools have a lot of fields, and there's no big investment in terms of buying real estate. All we have to do is to come back. Particular example I quoted was Stephen Lewis. They have their field. It's just a matter of putting some capital funds, and then there is a playbook available about this city and the school board partnerships. It has been done in other places as well, and even in Mississauga we have done that. So there are ways that partnership can be built, and because the way we work in the community, we should be able to facilitate anything that you have in mind.
So just quick question, how many schools actually have a cricket field in Mississauga? You're saying Stephen Lewis is one, but... So
there are a few schools that play cricket, but I don't recall there's anyone dedicated within the schools. But the other thing is that when you speak about cricket grounds, you are looking at there's a hierarchy of grounds. For kids playing in high school, we don't need international level and massive investments. All they need is, there are different surfaces that we can put, and they come and play cricket. It is not that we are looking at a very high level investment. Even the proposal from Stephen Lewis is a mixed sport where they can use cricket as well. We need a cricket pitch that's dedicated for bowling, and that is what the schools need. Not so much investment, I think.
So everything you were saying, Jody was nodding, because Jody has received a crash course in cricket. I know that because of the demand for cricket in Mississauga. It's so high, and I know the communities are just struggling to get ground time, and the city is doing its best by putting in lights at night, and, I think we have 2 new coming online, but it's just not enough, so we have to figure out. But it just occurred to me, Jody, that maybe once TLK, if it's rebuilt, we may want to look at working with the school board to see if we could actually put a cricket field in there, or whatever is required for high school students, because that area really would have the demand for it as well. So maybe it's an idea for us to take back, and you guys should keep advocating for it so it happens. But thank you for everything you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Councillor Demerla. Okay, Councillor Parrish.
Well, I am going to break the rules because I think you might be interested in my story. It's not a question. When I visited Pakistan in 2004, I actually met Imran Khan.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Besides the fact that he's a World Cup captain of the cricket team that won, he's also very handsome. I went with him to visit his hospital in Lahore.
Yeah, cancer hospital. Yeah.
And he does tours. Now, he's in jail right now because he is
very unfortunate.
He is the prime minister, and they're finding reasons to keep him in jail. But when he did a couple of his tours of Canada for fundraising for the hospital, because they don't charge people that can't afford cancer treatment there, especially children, he actually came to my house because he was resting between York University and U of T. And I don't know how he calls resting. He was lounging on a couch in my living room, and I would bet 300 people went through in 4 hours just to shake his hand and talk to him.
Yeah.
Then I had to make 1 million gallons of tea, and I would never do it again.
Yeah.
But it's too bad we can't pop him out of jail and get him over to open one of our new cricket fields going in. I have one going in on Highway on Ontario, just south of Derry, which will have lights.
Right.
And
That'd be awesome.
I'm putting in some Section 37 money, so we'll have washrooms and we'll have bleachers and everything
Excellent
you need
news,
there.
yeah.
So I got to actually try to assign that before I vaporize. But he was an incredibly interesting man.
Oh, yes.
And I guess we don't want to talk politics, but I think the reason they put him in jail was he believed in separation of the courts and the army and the politicians.
So much going on right now.
Yeah, but anyway, we won't talk about that because I'll get into trouble by the chair.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought you'd be interested to know we're kind of buddies with Imran Khan. I'm going to send him a cake with a razor in it, see if we can get him out of there.
Yeah, thank you.
Councillor
Thanks
Parrish,
for
you
that story.
can't work a question in there?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Parrish. Councillor Dasco.
Through the chair, thank you very much again for coming today and for being an incredible spokesman as well and a tireless advocate for the sport. If you could maybe just let us know, I know the answer, but if you could let everybody know, in terms of female players playing cricket. I believe OSCA is now got female players now. If you could maybe just mention a little bit of when that started and how that's going.
So again, one of the very first projects of OSCA, like I said earlier, in 2021, was the girls cricket program, 7 to 17. Very well taken, they were so happy to see same gender program that we introduced, because that has been identified as a major barriers through the studies that they have done. So the two programs we ran, one was at Churchill Meadows, the other one is Mississauga Dome, funded by, of course, the Canadian Women's Sport, and thanks to the letter Christina gave us. And we continued that program, even now it is running, and with this funding that we are hopefully going to get, and what we are going to do is to continue that program at Churchill Meadows, and that trying to have that going like every year after year. So this is something that we have never had over the years. Rohit Malhotra, I'll go back to him again. One of the first things that Rohit did in his school is to have a cricket team, because playing cricket in the physical education class, which we send coaches, is one thing, but to have that representing a school with a girls' team is unique. And on the 22nd of April, Rohit will bring that girls' team here, and that's how we encourage more girls to take part. And thank you for that question, and we are really working on that aspect, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for the deputation, and Acting Mayor Hornick, would you like to move the deputation? Okay, all in favor, show of hands. Thanks, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.